Hello everyone, this is a bit of a different video as you can see. So basically in today's video, what we're going to be doing is making some ground beef. And you might be asking, well, why the hell are you making ground beef in like a business educational video? Well, let me tell you. There's here, I'm going to explain it like this. There's an input, so the food you eat, which could be these cookies, for example. The process, this is my dad's, so I don't eat them. Okay? And then, from the cookies, you eat them, so you put them in your mouth. The output is, you feel pretty good right now, but then you feel shit later. And then you go to work, like you eat the food to go to work, and then you don't get a lot of workout because you can't focus. And you realize, you get the feedback loop, this is, it feeds back into your system. And it's just this downward spiral. So, and there's something called I could be wrong on this. It's called like the amygdala. No, it's like a nerve. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's a nerve somewhere here, and it's in your stomach, and it's directly linked to your brain. So what you eat, it's kind of like what in school, like what you eat. Like, you are what you eat. So if you eat shit, your output's gonna be shit, so your work's gonna be shit. You make less money. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of hard to think that buying good food for you actually makes you more money. So, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to make some good ground beef. So first step is getting your ground beef. Now, mine is frozen. If yours isn't, great. You can skip this process. But what you need to do is go in the microwave, unwrap this actually. We don't need the plate for now. Okay. Putting that in the defroster. Defrost, meats. And now my ground beef is done defrosting. And the next thing you should have got, if you haven't defrosted your thing, like if it's already defrosted, have your plate in place or get an extra one. Have a little Tupperware thing, because you're not going to eat a full ass pan of ground beef unless this is like, I think, a pound and a half actually, unless you're like an absolute monster. So you have this to save some for later, because we got to be meal prepping. Okay, take it out. Should be that meat juice. Take this out. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is take the ground beef, lay it on the stove, get a little bit of that meat in there. Put this in here. We're going to clean this off. Okay. Now set mine to 6 or medium to high heat. I actually ran out of salt for this. If you want to salt it, you should. Pour some water in. This helps keeps the moisture. Okay, that's a good amount. You can dump the rest. And then what you want to do next is just start mincing it, with your spatula. Just start digging into it, because you don't want big ass pieces and little ass minced pieces, So you just want to keep on mincing. Okay, and then I'll cut to another part of the video where it's all browned and all mixed up. Okay. Just want to see what I'm doing here. And you want to cut across, kind of like a grid almost, because you want to cut horizontal, then you want to cut vertical. It gets these even pieces. Okay. Then you're going to want to season this, but we'll do that after, okay? Alright, I'll cut back to it when it's all minced up. Okay, as you can see, I'm currently mincing up this meat. Now, I haven't defrosted this long enough. There's kind of a bit of a frozen ball. So what you can do is you can just flip, see how it gets brown, then you can scrape it off. Okay, but then you're wondering, well, how the hell you do this side that's all red? Well, it's simple. You just flip it. See? Look at that, brown. And you continue to mince it up. Just like so. Okay, now it should all be get them brown, because we don't want it to be red. Okay, after you're done mincing that up. I ran out of salt, so I'm just going to be using some pepper. You could use whatever seasoning you want. Make sure it's all good. And it might be wondering, well, why the hell we all had all this water? I don't want any water. Let me see if I got anything. Oh wait, I know. I'm gonna add some of this. I'm gonna add some onion and garlic powder, because it's like the only seasoning I got. Add a little bit of flavor, you know. This ground beef on its own isn't the tastiest thing. Well, it is pretty tasty, but kind of lacks flavor. So you just mix that in. Okay. Now this is the tricky part that most people don't get, okay? Now you need to have a lid that's big enough, okay? Turn the heat off. Wrap the lid. And we're going to use the lid as kind of a strainer. Let me move this out of the way. So we keep all the moisture of the ground beef, but we get rid of the water that we don't want, or the ground beef water. So we kind of have to do this at multiple times. Sometimes the ground beef traps some of the water, so sometimes you got to reposition. Making sure none of the ground beef escapes, because we don't want that to happen. Okay, now once you get most of the water, you don't need to get all of it. You set it away from the hot stove. A little bit of scraps. You know. Set this aside. Grab your spatula and your Tupperware, and there you go. I mean, just scoop it in your Tupperware, and you can have this whenever you want. Super simple, super easy, and healthy eating, and it'll make you more money. So if you want to learn how to become more disciplined or just change your life in general, there's a link down in the description, and I hope you like this video.